Right back once again. Got something really different for you guys this time. My friend Chris, you guys might know him, Galosi Enterprises. He just put up a channel on YouTube recently. I'll put a link to his channel at the end of this video. He came over yesterday and he actually had to go to the Habitat for Humanity thrift store. I think he had to pick up some pots or something, but it was it's one thrift store I don't usually go to that often. But while he was there, he found this, and he knew that I liked older radio, so he thought he'd pick it up for me. And boy, was he right. This is pretty interesting. This is a Panasonic AM/FM AC battery with IC chips transistor radio. Now, basically this does not have any tubes whatsoever. I didn't see exactly how many transistors, but looking at the age of this, I'm guessing anywhere between 15 and 20 transistors. Again, it's AM/FM. You can see it has the dial on top, and you can see it's just AM/FM, no middle wave or anything like that, because this is the United States. Let me go ahead and turn off the camera's light for a minute. On the top here we have something very interesting for a vintage radio like this. This actually has a treble and a bass boost, but it's not like a variable potentiometer. What this is here, it's actually just a regular switch. You can either have normal bass or a boost, so it's actually one setting or the other. It's not variable. And the same here for the treble. You either have low or high treble. I have this usually on low treble because this is an excellent AM radio, and I like to listen to our local AM Fox station, just happens to be News Radio 790. And when listening to AM radios, a lot of you guys that do it probably know you don't want the treble to be too high, because then you get a lot of background noise. So when I'm listening to AM radio, I stick that to low. And for the few times I actually turn the FM radio on, I'll go ahead and put that on high. So definitely a nice feature. On the front here, you can tell that right here, this is the knob on the side. This controls the volume. Right now the red shows it's all the way down, and that's off. Over here is your tuning knob. Let's see if I can do this. See if I turn that, it does work. It'll turn the dial. Now, one really interesting feature about this is there's this little button here, and at first I wasn't sure what it did. Then I said, you know what, I'll bet you it's a lighted dial, and sure enough, that's what it is. If I take it away from the light, you can see that it's one light bulb, and unfortunately it really doesn't do much at night. It'll only light up about half of the dial, but I guess for back then it's better than nothing. Again, on the side here is your tuning knob and your volume knob. Bring it back over here. On the bottom, you actually have an Underwriter's Laboratory sticker, and they actually spell it out for you right there, which I thought was kind of interesting. Underwriter Laboratories Incorporated. This is where the batteries go. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and put this very long and very useful FM AM antenna. Actually, I think this is just an FM antenna. Put this down, and you can see what he actually paid for this. It was $1.49, so it was a very good deal. I'm glad he picked it up for me. On the bottom here, if you open this compartment, is where the batteries go. It takes 4 alkaline AA batteries, and I say alkaline because this is a power hog. Back in the day when this was made, there really weren't alkaline batteries available, so I can only guess you may have gotten a couple hours of use out of this. Now, one problem this did have, at least in the past, it definitely had some batteries explode in it, because if I take this out, there was some powder showing, and that's what that's for. That's to actually pull out your batteries, and it does take 4 AA's. I don't know if it can show it in there or not. Let me see if the flashlight will help. Yeah, I don't think it's going to show up too well, but you can kind of see in there There's some powder left over. Somebody did a decent job of cleaning it, but when a battery gets old and leaks, unfortunately, it definitely does some damage there. You can kind of see it right there. There was some residue from when an old battery exploded right there. And the only other place you can see it is at night. You can kind of see in the dial some flakes of powder. Fortunately, it does not hurt the functioning of this radio at all. And I wish I could demonstrate this for you guys, but the way the copyright police have been on YouTube lately, I don't even dare. But you could trust me, the sound quality on this for a transistor radio is excellent. It has good bass, good treble, and the one nice thing is it actually picks up K-Love, which is a nice Christian station I like to listen to. It's fairly local. It's in the other part of Chesapeake where I live, but it's such a low power station that most AM, FM, most FM radios won't pick it up at all, and this picks it up clear as day. Turning to the back here, you can see somebody had done a repair or something with some duct tape there. Little dirt here. This is your AM, FM switch right here. Here is your AFC, your automatic fine-tuning switch. I keep that on because what this basically does, if you get close to a station, it'll help it come in more clearly. Like, we have a lot of stations here that are very close together, and when you use a manual tuner like this, it's very hard to tune one in and not get bleed in from the other. You can see right here, it did have some sort of AC power plug, and I think I do have one of these somewhere in the closet, but it didn't come with it. If you can read there, it says external power 120 volts. I'll have to look into that. I'm pretty sure I have one in the closet. Now here is the information about it. It's a Panasonic model RF-581 FM AM transistor radio. There's your frequency range, 87.5 to 108 for FM, and 525 to 16 or 18? 1605 kilohertz. Now I don't like that because it doesn't matter here, but when I used to live in New York, we actually had a station that broadcast at 510, so this one unfortunately would not be able to pick that up. As you can see, it does say it takes 4 AA batteries, penlight batteries, I guess what they called them back then. UM3 was another name for that back then as well. Design certified as complying with Federal Communications Commission's rules, Part 15 in effect as of the date of manufacture, by the Matsushita Electric Industrial Company Ltd., made in Japan. Yeah, back then I think, it may still be true today, Matsushita owned Panasonic, and yes, most Panasonic, basically every Panasonic was made in Japan. And I did take a look online. The closest I can figure is this was manufactured sometime between 1972 and 1974, and when I put in the serial number, it said this one was probably made sometime in 1973. So anyway, this was a quick review of a new toy that I have. If YouTube ever relaxes their copyright rules, maybe I can demonstrate this for you, but as of now, that's about all I can tell you about this radio. If I find any more interesting classic radios like this, I'll be sure to do videos about them. And please remember to like and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.